Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi. So as far as this past week and my weigh-in, in the last video I weighed in at 180.2 for September 5th, and today, which is September 12th, I was at 178.6, so 1.6 pounds down from last week. Which is good because I still am dealing with the kidney stone, and so what that tells me is that my body is not holding on to as much water. So like I said in the last video, I'm not concerned about, having gained fat at this point. It's just more about the inflammation in my body as I deal with this kidney stone. So that's my main focus. And I'm still fasting 3 days a week. And also I am in my goal range because, as I also mentioned in a couple of videos previous, I have switched from a goal weight of 175 to a goal range of 170s. And I am still there, so that's good. And also I just wanted to mention that if you've noticed, this video is coming out on a Tuesday, and that is because I am going to have a special video coming out on Thursday this week. So I wanted to post my regular update and separate those two videos. So be watching for that. And that's that. So yeah, this past week was good as far as fasting and getting in all of my fasts, but it was challenging in the sense that just emotionally, I've had a hard week. It's the beginning of the school year and I'm homeschooling, so I think that my situation is a lot easier than what a lot of you are probably dealing with. Figuring out the distance learning with the computers and teachers from the school district. I know that that's really challenging. I've heard from a lot of my friends that they're really struggling. So I'm sorry, especially if you're a teacher, like that is just extra. So good job to all of you parents for doing your best, because we are all just doing our best in this time. And it is a very strange, different time that we are going through. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about clean fasting. And I've hesitated to talk about this because honestly, it's one of those things that people are pretty passionate about. And for me, it hasn't really been a big deal because, as I'll get into later, I've just mostly clean fasted naturally. And so what is clean fasting anyway? I believe that the term was coined by Jen Stevens, who wrote Delay, Don't Deny and Fast, Feast, Repeat, and another book, Feast Without Fear, but I haven't read that one. So she is very passionate about clean fasting. The reason being because she did not fast clean for a really long time. And then I think what happened was she lost the most of her weight, not clean fasting. But then at the end, she started to regain the weight. And also she was having it was kind of hard to fast. She was sort of white knuckling it, as you say, trying to get through the fasting. And so, so she's really passionate about it because when she started clean fasting, she dropped some more weight, and also she felt like fasting was so much easier. And also because she has talked to so many different people who have said that clean fasting made such a big difference to them. So the purpose of this video that I am talking about this with you is not to judge you with how you fast. I am not a member of the fasting police. There are no fasting police. So it's your life and you can do with it whatever you want, of course. And so this is just information, and you can use it how you would like to or not use it at all. And I am not offended either way. I will not be checking up on you. This is just totally, hopefully something that will help you. And especially if you either hit a plateau or you just find fasting really difficult and it's not getting any easier, or, one of those things. where you feel like it's not really working for you and you're not clean fasting, then this is definitely something to look into and think about. Okay, so the components with clean fasting, there are your macronutrients. You have carbs, you have protein, and you have fats, and then you have just calories, and then you have this other component which is a little trickier, and that is taste. Okay, so first of all, carbs. We know that carbs spike your they spike your blood sugar, they spike your insulin, definitely breaks a fast. And then we know that protein, if you consume protein during your fast, it will stop the process, or at least it will hinder the process of autophagy, which is your cell recycling, okay? And then with fat is kind of the one that's more easier to get away with, I think. But the thing with fat is that if you're having a lot of fat throughout the day, like adding it to your coffee or something, not only is it causing your body to need to digest during those times, but it also is not allowing your body to access your stored fat stores, which is what we want. So, you're metabolizing that fat instead of the fat on your thighs. So, which one do you want to get rid of is the question. And then, so the other thing is the taste, okay? So there's been studies that have shown that even if you chew something, or if you have like a taste in your mouth, like a sweet taste, so even like the carbonated, sparkling, flavored waters that are 0 calorie and 0 all macronutrients can still elicit a insulin response in your body. And as we know, insulin blocks your body from accessing stored fat. Also, it can make you hungry. And so the thing that people find is that with certain things like those sweet tastes, either in gum, like sugar-free, 0 calorie gum, or those 0 calorie drinks. Like I used to drink Zevia when I first started fasting, which is a stevia sweetened sparkling soda. I did that for a while, and then I just kind of got tired of buying it because I'm not even a soda drinker normally. It was just kind of like a flavor that, in my head, I felt like it helped me just to have some kind of a flavor. And I would also chew some xylitol gum, which actually did have like a couple calories in it. So that really wasn't a good idea, but it was just really like very rare that I would have those things. It was kind of in the transition phase. And then I would have bubbly, which is not sweetened but has like a flavor. So I would have like the cherry one or the apple one, and I would mix apple cider vinegar with that on my fasting days. So those were kind of the only things that I ever did that would not be considered clean fasting. And then I just eventually stopped doing it, just mainly because I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. And I just wanted to stop buying them pretty much. So I didn't anymore. So then I was, I guess, fasting clean. And I, at that point, read Jen Stevens' books. And so I don't have like a strong personal testimony about it, you could say, but I do know that a lot of people do. And so that's why I feel like I need to share the message, because I think that it could help people a lot. And it's really interesting just how our bodies respond to even just taste. And we want to make our fast count, right? And so for me, it's kind of more like erring on the side of caution. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the best way possible. That's how I feel about it. I don't drink coffee, so the whole like cream in the coffee or sugar or stevia in the coffee, like not an issue for me. I don't like tea, so I don't drink tea. And I will read for you what it says in here. Okay, so if I can find like a graphic or something, I'll pop it up, but I don't know if it'll show up well. So, okay, what is a clean fast? This is from Fast Feast Repeat. This is keep it clean, learn how we fast clean. So in the yes column, it says water, black coffee, unflavored, any plain tea brewed from actual dried leaves only, such as black tea, green tea, etc., unflavored varieties only, loose or in tea bags. Mineral water, club soda, sparkling water, or seltzer water. And I don't do a whole lot of that, but I did buy a case of the Costco brand sparkling water, and it's actually pretty good. Like, I always hated sparkling water pre-fasting because I thought that I don't know, I just didn't like the idea of bubbles in my water, but it does help a lot of people as far as just having like that feeling of fullness, I guess. People feel like it makes them feel that feeling of fullness. So I'll pop in a picture of what I'm talking about. I really did like that brand. So then in the maybe column, we call this a gray area, peppermint essential oil for breath freshening only, not for water enhancing, select food grade and use sparingly. So I've done this sometimes because if you've been fasting a while, you know that your breath does get a little funky. So sometimes, and not always, I will use, the brand that I use is doTERRA, and it's a very clean essential oil brand, and their peppermint oil is food grade, and so I will use that. And then it says herbal tea with a bitter flavor profile. So that's the key, is the bitter flavor, not like a sweet flavor. Vitamins and supplements. There's no easy answer for all vitamins and supplements. Any that are clearly food-like or listed in the no column should be taken within your eating window. So, you know, some vitamins are very food-based. They're like a whole food vitamin. And I would say, if you can, to take them in your eating window just to be safe, but you can experiment with that. No, in the no column is food, obviously, flavored water, fruity, sweet, or matcha teas, diet sodas, natural or artificial sweeteners, gum or mints, food-like flavors of any type, such as fruit juices, fruit flavors, etc., bone broth or bouillon, fat, including coconut oil, MCT oil, butter, etc., cream, creamers, milk, or milk substitutes of any amount or type. Supplements such as collagen, pre-workouts, BCAAs, exogenous ketones, etc. So there you have it. And I know that sounds strict to a lot of people, especially if they're, you know, used to having this, that, or the other in their fasting window. And like I said, I'm not here to judge you or tell you what to do. I'm just providing information so that if you do struggle or you find yourself, you know, at a plateau and you know that you have more to lose, then those are things to look at. And so I'm just really trying to help, I promise. And I hope that does help someone. Let me know. And I also wanted to mention that it's interesting because there's like pages in here of testimonials of people who switched to clean fasting and why they believe in it. So again, I highly recommend this book, and let me know if you have experience with clean fasting, whether you did not and then you did, or you know, you have from the beginning and you just feel like it makes a difference, or maybe you don't and you don't care and you're good with it. Oh, and one more thing, I have talked about how my friend Laura Hirth on YouTube, sometimes on her fasting day, she will have a coffee with cream in it, but only once. So it's like her 500 calorie modified fast meal. So that's kind of a caveat to all of this, is that, you know, you could do that once during the day on your fasting day, and that could be considered your meal. You just kind of want to make it count and probably have more on the fat side than anything, to not interfere with autophagy or to spike your glucose and your insulin as much. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.